A Mexican preschool teacher singing Barney songs to shield her kids from the gunfire going on just outside the classroom. A harsh reminder of why we need to secure our borders. And yet, there's a very simple plan to ensure that immigrants are here legally. But get this, the plan has come under fire from the left. It's called E-Verify. It makes so much sense, it could only be rejected by the left. Here's what Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to say.
Democrats' position is that we need comprehensive immigration reform. We have 12 million undocumented immigrants in this country that are part of the backbone of our economy, and that is not only a reality but a necessity, and that it would be harmful if the Republican solutions that I've seen in the last 3 years is that we should just pack them all up and ship them back to their own countries, and in fact that it should be a crime.
My next guest sees E-Verify as a viable solution to our immigration crisis. Please welcome Congressman Brian Bilbray, chairman of the Immigration Reform Caucus. Congressman, thanks for being here again. Please explain exactly what is E-Verify. How do people access it? Just tell us about the program.
All it is a program you get on your computer. You dial into the Homeland Basis. Social Security's got it set up so you can check names and Social Security numbers with other data, so an employer knows immediately if somebody's Social Security number and name matches. It's very simple. It's so practical that you have a 250,000 businesses using it now. You have every week 1,300 businesses get back on it. Voluntary system right now. And the fact is everybody's agreeing that this is what works. When you got Massachusetts and Arizona agreeing that E-Verify is the way to go. Even President Obama has required that any contractor and every government employee has to be E-Verified for the federal government. This is the one place that Ms. Schultz and the rest of us should be able to come together if we really want to take care of the problem. And I think that's the conditioning clause. You got those that don't want to take care of the problem.
Let me ask you about that. What's the pushback from the left? What possibly could they have against a system where you're verifying the legality of a hire?
The pushback is it works, that you will deny people who are here illegally the ability to work in the shadows, as they say, that it will cut off the source of illegal immigration, and that's the illegal employment. And the reason why they oppose it is because it works so good. And I'll tell you something, I've got friends, businessmen that are first-generation American citizens, and they say they couldn't even be in business in places like Arizona and California if they didn't use E-Verify, because it makes it so much easier to know who's legal and who's illegal. So what it does is get to the source of the problem, which is not the border, but the employers who create the illegal immigration draw. So what you got is you've got elected officials in Florida and around in Chicago that are their friends are making money and they're making political hay out of this. And I think this is really going to be the test. Democrats got to give up thinking they're going to get illegals as cheap votes. But Republicans have got to give up the fact that it's going to be cheap labor.
Before, just about 30 seconds or so, but this is not mandatory. It's you're relying on businesses to take that step to check a Social Security number, right?
Yeah, it's voluntary right now. What we're doing is we're looking to replace the old I-9 system that has all kinds of paperwork with the E-Verify, go across the board, and that way we can separate those employers who are actively recruiting illegals and crack down on them and separate them from the employer who might accidentally hire them. And that's, we just got to remember, the source of illegal immigration is that illegal employers, and the people that are opposing E-Verify are looking for an excuse to continue illegal immigration.
Sorry, we got to go. They say thank you to Congressman Bilbray for joining us tonight. All right, let's bring it out to the panel.